Hello there, and welcome to another edition of Andre's Artist Profiles. Now, today is the birthday of India.Arie. Now, the first time I heard of India.Arie was with this first album you see right here, which came out in 2001, I believe, and it was called Acoustic Soul. And what happened was, that was really the last time I fully watched Oprah. She came on with Alicia Keys and Jill Scott. Now, Alicia Keys had this huge, early publicity campaign a la Bruce Springsteen. India.Arie was fairly unknown because there was a song on here she had called Video, which described her persona. She was an acoustic soul artist similar to Bill Withers, and the difference was what kind of goes into what I'm about to say next. She's recorded 5 albums in her career, and I only have her first 4. And the reason for that is because her natural music approach, stripped down acoustic soul, bare bones, folk kind of style, and her whole musical elan has not changed significantly enough over the past decade or so for me to be too interested in her new album. It's kind of SOS, same old stuff to me. I may get into it a little bit later, but for now, I just find it a little bit boring. I think she needs to progress onward and go ahead forward like, well, Bill Withers did. Anyway, this is her first album. Video is a great song because she proclaims that, she's not the average girl in your video, obviously, and that because she's a queen, very Afrocentric. I love the idea of it, kind of a reggae. And there's also a very funky song on here called Brown Skin. Now, it's not all totally acoustic. Some of it is very Sade-like in places. But that's her first album. Actually released. I don't know. Does it say when it was released? 2001. Yep, that was right. This is her second album, released the next year, Voyage to India. This album is a little bit different than the first, a little less acoustically textured. I don't know if it did quite as well for her. It wasn't until about 2006, I believe, that her third album came out. Testimony, Life and Relationships. Now, this album was a bit of a concept. She started to find a bit more of a groove for herself, which culminated on this next album, the second part. Testimony Volume 2, Love and Politics, which came out in 2009. She really more or less became part of the whole, kind of neo-soul sort of scene. And I frankly thought she had died out. When she put out a new album, I expected some great new revelation. Now, I like what India.Arie stands for. I really appreciate who she is as a human being. I think, in a way, she reminds me a lot of myself. A very conscious person. And her music is what I call people music, which is my word for grooving, jazz, folk, soul-oriented music that has a message that's beyond skin deep. I call it people music. And she is that. I just wish her music had a little more production muscle. It would just enhance it a little bit more for me. Anyway, that's a personal judgment, but it's India.Arie's birthday. She's a great artist, and I hope she stays around and expands her repertoire just a little bit. Her songs are great. Her voice is great. Her concept is fantastic. I think she just needs to go a little more forward with it, that's all. So until next time, enjoy your music, and enjoy the good things of the world.